What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing today? This lovely, 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 lovely Sunday. Lovely, 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 lovely Sunday. I'm sorry, y'all. I was listening to a little record. I had some good days. I had some hills to climb. I have some weary days and some lonely nights. When I look around, hey, I think things over. All of my good days, they outweigh my bad days, so I won't complain. Okay. Well, how are y'all doing out there today? I have a lot of stuff to discuss today. I have a lot of stuff to talk about today. If you did not get your notification, you need to be added to the text list, okay? So make sure you add it to that list because everybody, I text all 100 of y'all so y'all can get it first. And make sure y'all thumbs up the video. I want to first talk about Cuties. What's the name of that movie? Did I get it right? Is it Cuties? It's this movie on Netflix that I was disturbed by it, and I want to make sure I got the name of the movie correct because I watched it. Cuties. I watched the movie. Everybody was talking about the movie that Netflix should be canceled. They are promoting young girls, etc., etc. So I said, let me see this movie. What are y'all talking about? And the film opened up with the little girl. I believe she was 11 years old. And she wanted to join this dance group. Now, it was some pieces of that movie I thought was disturbing. One part of it was, if you didn't watch it, I'm going to spoil it. The little girl took, I get that was her brother or somebody phone. It was a guy phone. And the guy wanted his phone back. And she tried to take off her clothes to, I guess, seduce the grown man so she could keep the phone. That was a disturbing part. I didn't like that. I'm like, what are y'all trying to normalize here? What message are y'all trying to do? I saw some messages in there that was very disturbing. In my humble opinion, I was very disturbed. Then we see that. Then the little girl, she took a new picture, and she posted on her social media. I was disturbed by that. It was a lot of stuff that I was disturbed by. And I'm like, what is they trying to normalize here? Then the girls, they finally get to dance at this dance group thing. They are twerking, hitting the floor. Just like if you didn't know about it, they are literally mimicking, strippers, and they're mimicking the dance. And you could just literally see the audience face and just disgust of the audience of what they were trying to do. And they're trying to normalize a spirit here that I feel like that should not be normalized. And I felt like that's what they were trying to do. Say, it ain't really that bad. It's really the kids' fault. You see the kids, they're not really innocent. See if anybody get caught up in it. I saw different messages in that movie that I was disturbed by. And it gives people that is with this movement that want to normalize that behavior. They want to normalize it. It is people out here that are spending money that are advocating on Congress that want to normalize, that behavior. They want to normalize it. If you don't know what behavior we're talking about, meet me offline and we can talk about it because some stuff you can't even share on YouTube. So I'm going to just say normalize that behavior. All right. They trying to normalize it. There's some groups and organizations. They're actually trying to make that behavior, make it part of a mental illness. Because if that's one step to help put laws to protect them, they're trying to make that part of a protected class too. They want that to be a diagnosis and all of that. So that's what they're trying to do. So I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm just telling you what it is. They're trying their best to do that. Okay. But I did see the movie. I was disturbed. So I sent out a tweet, and the tweet that I sent out was that I am disturbed by the movie. I think they should remove it from its programming because it's sending a message, and a message that should not be sent, right? Okay. And I did see the movie because everybody was in my DM. You need to see this movie. You need to do this. Oh my gosh, you need to review it. This is wrong. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Unless I'm just literally like looking at it, and I'm like, what in the world are you talking about? Okay. So I'm like, what in the world are y'all talking about? He's like, well, it's the Cuties. And I'm like, Cuties. And I saw it. And I said, listen, let's see this. And I saw the movie and I was disturbed by it. Okay. Netflix. Okay. I just think that movie shouldn't be. Right. So the name of that movie is Cuties. And I see the reason for it because it was another message in the movie to talk about, discrimination that girls face and growing up in a conservative family and a Muslim family and all of that, and you want your daughter to be this and that. So that was another message, but it was some sneak messages in there that if you really watch that movie closely, that you see it in that movie. And they really, you see it. It's hard to explain it. You have to see it with your own eyes and come to your own conclusion for it. But that's another message I got from the movie is to watch your children. I'm going to say that again. It was another message in that movie. Watch your children thoroughly. And I'm going to say that again. Watch your children, because if you don't, you get caught. You yourself will be caught up in the mess. So watch your children, because there's some pieces in there. The money will leave the daughter with the little boy, and she wants to live her life. She was distracted, locked the little boy in the restroom, and he was running the water. The water was running all through the apartment. That's another key. You got to watch your daughters, and you also have to watch your son. So that's another message that parents need to be more watchful, that you are parenting a child in the social media era. This ain't the 60s. This ain't the 50s. This ain't the 40s. This ain't the 70s. This ain't the 80s. This ain't the 90s. You are literally have to protect your child from those that are online and those that you can't see. Now, you might think, and if your child got one of these, most of y'all children got a phone, it got access to the enemy on that phone. Okay, you better be watchful, and you better know about technology so you can see what app your child is on. They got other apps where your child could be on a secret app. You think they got a whole nother app there, and it's crazy with your child. You'll be shocked what your child is supposed to. So watch your children and make sure you got your child password to their phone. It shouldn't be you in 9th grade, 8th grade, and you got a whole password on your phone. You ain't got the pass, but yet you paying the bill. You better know what's on your child phone. Okay. All right. So I just had to say that because y'all parents today, y'all are parenting children during the social media era, and it's a lot of things that they can get on and see and get involved with. So you want to make sure. So the name of that movie is Cuties. Okay. And I give that a thumbs down. Okay. I don't know what it is. So that's the name of the movie. Okay. It's not a documentary. It's a movie. And some of y'all that got kids and parents and stuff like that, y'all better be knowing what stuff going on. Get around some people that can keep you updated. Don't you be out of the loop. Well, I ain't know kids do that this day. Get around some people that be knowing what's going on. Don't you be out of the loop and you got a 5-year-old, a 12-year-old, 30. You don't know nothing. You don't know none of the slang. You don't know none of the music that's going on. You out the loop. Don't you be out the loop and get inside the loop and see what's going on. Know what your children, know who your children friend is. Don't you be, I don't know. I even know that. I even know they had an Instagram. How you know they ain't got no Instagram? Be in the loop, okay? And it definitely needs to be canceled, okay? I just had to say that. So I want to get into my second subject, and I'm going to talk about, might as well get into my radio and Tasha K. I want to get into that subject really quickly, okay? So Tasha K, and I'm not shocked by this. Tasha K wrote this post, and I'm going to read it. She said, quote, all that yanking, punching, screaming, dog barking, neglecting children while begging for $20 while on live for 6 hours a day. Don't this chick say she had 123,000 subscribers? I see is 27K. Now I see why she can't stand my ASS. She works more for less. Receipts. Read all about it. Thanks for support for shopping at Target. The best hashtag Unwind with Tasha K, hashtag now I got to go. Now, Tasha K wrote that, and it was a direct response to my radio. She wrote the post, and the post was on there. Of course, I took a screenshot, and then she wrote another post talking about people can get a Benz at a buy here, pay here lot with 23%, but congrats. I'm like, who is she talking about got a Benz? You know, who else got a Mercedes Benz? Okay. So someone directed me, because, you know, we follow a lot of my radio supporters. They be in the bushes. They sent me the receipt. They said, you know, my radio got a Mercedes Benz. And I'm saying, congratulations. It's nice. It's white. It's really, really nice. So I'm like, she throwing shade at my radio. And I'm like, Milagro Graham. So I go to Milagro Graham's IG, and she said that Tasha K is miserable. She said that Tasha K is ugly. She also said that Tasha K is not a good mother, and that her child, she needs to focus on her own daughter, because her daughter said some things online. And then she also was saying that, show me the receipts, that what I said, I had 123,000 subscribers. Show me receipts. And then she said, my engagements are really, really high. And so she was just going back and forth. Then she was talking about, she was saying, I have a car, I have this. I did not get this from a buy here, pay here lot. I was actually on, you know, the Benz lot, and I got the car. And then she said that Tasha K is pretty much hating. And then I had a conversation in my head with Tasha K, because, you know, lately I've been having conversations with nobody in the room. I'm just talking to these people, right? And I'm like, Tasha K, why are you doing this work? Why are you coming at her about her car and you making this big post? Then I thought about it. It kept dropping in my spirit, 1 million. I'm like, what is this? 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. Just kept saying 1 million. I think Tasha K strategy is, and I was saying to Tasha in my room with my air mattress, it was just me and Tasha, you know, and I said, man, are you going after these bloggers so they can drag you in a video so you can get to your 1 million? I think it's genius. I think it's genius to drag, because you already know they're going to respond to you and put your name in titles and talk about you over and over and over. Are you going to use these bloggers to go over that 1 million? Because she kept saying, I want to be at 1 million before the end of the year. I will be at 1 million before the end of the year. Daytime, tea time, she's at 500,000. So that group, Daytime, tea time, Lovely Tea, Tasha K, all of these folks in that little group, that little clique, they are trying to rush to the 1 million. Impressive already there. So I'm like, is she's going to use my radio to get to that 1 million? Because that beef with a my radio and Tasha K going back in videos, it will be 10 times profitable for Tasha K. And then Tasha K can get on her platform, twirl around in her chair, act as though ain't nothing going on, that she's innocent and she's breaking stories. But she will always drag on her IG, Instagram, but you would never. And I've said this to Tasha K in my air mattress in my room. I said, you will never drag people on your main channel, because that's your corporate channel. But you will drag them on your Instagram. You will drag them on that backup channel. You will drag them on Twitter, because you know bloggers like myself is going to take that message and tell people on YouTube, look at what Tasha K is saying, because the people already, I'm getting DMs from folks that all in my inbox right now and send me DMs of what was being said. Then let's see what my radio response would be. Because this is what Tasha K wants. She wants a response. She feeds off that. I ain't mad at it. I see strategy. I'm not mad at her at all. So let me read what my radio wrote. She wrote this quote. When bees were my age, they were getting mugshots taken. They were busting tables and interning. You're almost 40, not me. You're comparing your accomplishment in the latter part of your life to me in the prime of mine. When I was 23, I was running a household while my husband and I obtained our degrees. While I was pregnant, while he was serving our country. My Benz off the lot, but you just remodeled a pre-owned home. What you said about the budget lot, listen to people when they speak so that you can see how they really feel about you. To all the Tasha viewers who work 9 to 5 or got their car off a budget lot, How does it make you feel when she talks down? This is my radio, aka Malagograms. Children go to, and she continued with her statement. Children go to school for 8 hours, and plenty of people work over 8 hours a day. Are y'all neglecting y'all kids too? Child, my motherhood isn't up for debate. Your child has repeatedly expressed for dissatisfaction with you as a mother. Stop projecting and get help. You exploit your children. That's why you got served, because you lied and put your daughter out there on Front Street in the process. Something is wrong with your weird A. You said you SEO guy guy pulling my stacks, but he can't tell you how to get to that million? Question? This year, 2 to 3 years of you trying to reach that goal, huh? A woman who's almost 40 years old, still trying to find her footing in an industry that doesn't respect her, could never bother me. Always consider your source when becoming offended. You and Tasha Talks Truth are superheading a campaign to disparage my radio. The same behavior that got you served in April. Tasha K is obsessed with Milagro because I'm everything she thought she could be, but knows she's never will be. I rejected her help and made her feel like the ugly girl in class. She kept sending her number and money, and I didn't bite. Pray for Tasha if you care. She doesn't love herself enough to be able to speak to God on her own behalf. When I spoke to you, I said that my auntie loved your show so much. You told me to send to Addie so you could send some wine. I never did, huh? That's because I never liked your bracelet B laughing my A off. Loser. And she posted Tasha K mugshot. What the world? What the world? She want a whole novel. Let me drink a little bit more of my coffee. This is the thing, y'all. This is the thing. And I can get on here and make some jokes. So what she got her a Mercedes Benz? So what if she got it off the buy here, pay here lot? But I knew it wasn't true because I was in the live when she was on the Benz lot. I think it's great when black folks can get Mercedes Benz when they want to go and get an overexpensive vehicle. That's their prerogative. That's their business. I think it's great. I think we should congratulate those African Americans that are entrepreneurs and they go and buy them a Benz. We should be happy. We should celebrate that. Because there would come a time when black folks used to like Chevy. Remember that? Or Cadillac. Now black folks like a Benz because some black people feels that it's a work of accomplishment. It's just a sense of style. And some people just love Benz. People love what they love. And if you can afford a Benz, go get a Benz. Go get it. If you want to get a ruby red Benz, 2-door or 4-door Benz that is white. Whatever color you get, have a happy and get it. And we should celebrate that. But we are also in a business of roasting eggs. We are in the business of trying to get our numbers up. And Tasha K, her strategy is she comes against people that know that will give her a response because she worked in marketing. She know what buzzwords to get because you push and drive traffic to Tasha, and that is her ultimate goal. That is her ultimate goal. I'm not mad at her strategy at all because I feel like it's a good strategy. I have pulled that strategy from her, and it's a very effective strategy if you know how to tell a story. If you know how to troll a person, they will know how to respond to you. It's very effective because some people don't like it when you call them out. Some people don't like that. Everybody can't handle you being called out, especially by somebody that you call ugly. You don't like. It's one thing that you don't want to be called out by from an ugly person. If that's what you want to say. Maybe and me, I'm different. When you cockeyed and folks laughing at my jokes and making you feel bad, and you look better, your eyes straight, and it make you feel bad, you feel some type of way. You don't like that. They got bipolar, boogers fly out their nose, and they make you feel bad. They have you coming up out the bushes and jumping on the chat trying to speak. But I'm here for it because I think it's entertaining. Only thing I don't like between both ladies, and I love Milagro Grams and I love Tasha K. Both of the women, their husbands are lucky to have them both. Actually, not lucky. They are blessed to have two black, chocolate, opinionated women and know what they want and they're bosses. I think that deserves a round of applause. Only piece that I disagree with is bringing up the children inside of the beef. Because the children don't have nothing to do with this. The children don't have nothing to do with it. They innocent. Don't bring up children, and some people say children, kids. Don't bring up the little ones. Leave the little ones out because both of you all are mothers. And that is a bad example to set for your children, for y'all using y'all kids and using kids' reasons against each other. I think that's tacky and tasteless for both. And I don't think that is classy. I think that if you got an issue with Tasha K, talk about her having that mohawk and the shaved and her moving every week, every day, every week, every day, every week. Talk about her husband with that low-pitched voice. Hey, Tasha, what are you doing? Talk about her selling wines and all of that. There's so much you can talk about her about. Talk about Milagro Grams eating lemon pepper flat wings, smoking and all that. It's so much that you can talk about. You ain't never got to bring in the children. It's so much that you can talk about. Hey, why you talk about Cardi B all day, every day? And then speaking about Cardi. My gosh. Speaking about Cardi B. It was a group. Let me see if I can find that Instagram page. Oh, here it goes. Somebody do not like that Milagro Grams is being followed by that Nicki Minaj followed her. I'm going to say this really quickly. So this female game blog is literally on a campaign, and they said this quote. Press play. I wanted to ask some of y'all this. Why do the Barbs hate Ahmad Wiggins but love my radio? It's because Nicki Minaj follow my radio on Twitter and Nicki Minaj unfollow Ahmad, #throwback. So during this post, they are literally playing old clips of her dragging Nikki. And they're playing it all on this Instagram group. And because Nicki Minaj followed my radio. But this is the thing why I think Nikki unfollowed Ahmad Wiggins. Number two, Ahmad Wiggins is a young black gay man that is feminine. Number one. My radio, despite what she said, is a black woman. So your allegiance will be with that black woman. And also, Mob Radio started to change her position and started to move around, work with Ra Ali, and she started to get so effective in defending Nikki, right? And she never deleted the old videos. So Nikki heard the old videos. From my understanding, she heard everything. But she respected the fact that Milagro Grams apologized, came through and moved on and continued with the content and saw the true talent of Nikki. That's what she said. But I think the reason why Nikki unfollowed Ahmad, I think because his sexuality played a big part of it. Because what he said wasn't really compared to what Milagro Grams and Ahmad Wiggins said. They both had said some wrong things about Nikki, right? But if you're going to unfollow and you didn't like what he said, why keep the follow? And that's a question that Nikki should answer. And I'm only giving my opinion. This ain't what Nikki didn't say this, right? I'm only giving my opinion. I'm only giving my opinion, but he did start talking a lot of ish about Nikki. He did. He started dragging that woman husband, and he started saying that, and he wanted to meet up with Nikki. He wanted to meet up with Nikki. See, people don't practice what they preach. They want Wiley to live up to this standard of commitment and loyalty, and they don't live up to that standard. They don't live up to that commandment. They will drag you for a click of the view. And then they'll team up, and then they will, you see, you can't mess up relationship. Yeah, because you messed up Nikki. I didn't mess up no Nikki follow. Because I didn't scoop that low trying to read no cards and talk about her husband. I didn't get that low and deep when you already invited. I never messed that up. Out of all the celebrities that followed Wiley, we got a couple that follow us. We never lost that follow. Because once you follow me, I ain't going to drag you because I ain't going to want to lose that follow. I ain't going to want to lose that connection in that DM. I got that much sense. But he dragged her and he got unfollowed. And then he proceeded to drag her more and uplift Cardi. No different than daytime, tea time. I have to use this because this is the Wiley Show. He dragged her when he thought in his mind that she was doing something against him. But then once him and Tasha broke up, then that became your friend. Friend, how you doing, friend? Ooh, friend, we spent the night in the same hotel room, friend. Pathetic, weak, and who you trying to impress? Friend. These people. Friend, I love my friend. I just got, can y'all retire that word? Pathetic. Let me stop, because you know they're going to be saying Wiley hate. Friend. Hey, friend. It's Tasha K, friend. What Tasha K? She's still in here. Hey, friend. Hey, friend. But I understand it and I get it. But the reason is, and I want people to understand this, stop getting so caught up with these celebrities, right? Because most of you all are going to be used for their benefit. Right? And I understand it in the get-go. I know I get it. I know that it get it that type of way. And I do believe that their friendship is genuine. But me, I'm still gonna find comedy in it. Period. To make y'all laugh. Hey, friend. I do believe it's genuine. I still stand by that. But that ain't gonna turn my personality to make a little joke out of it. I'm gonna make a little joke out of it. You know, I'm glad these people get Mercedes-Benz and they drag folk. Then when Wiley do it, I got to shut up because I'm cockeyed and black. If I was light-skinned, eye straight, teeth white, no lip, you would laugh at all these jokes. But because I'm black and cockeyed, you will say you should say that. Why? Because I'm black and cockeyed? What's the reason? Everybody else that I've named have dragged a lot of people. Babies. They have dragged a whole lot of folks, and y'all follow thoroughly. Soon Wiley say something, it's a problem. But hold up. Let's not act like these bloggers that have not named have not said some problematic things. But Wiley can't say nothing. I'm still going to say it regardless. And yes, if I was invited, that would be my friend too. Hey, friend. It's funny to me. What's the reason why I can't sit and laugh at folks? I thought it was funny. It was on YouTube. They put it on YouTube. And this is what I want to say. Send the money. I want to say this. But the Tasha K and Milagro Grams and all of that. Milagro Grams have a formula, right? And I respect that sister formula and spirit. She independent. She's black. She want her people to fund her. That's an awesome strategy, and her people give. That's her strategy. It's her people give. They love her spirit. They're attracted to her swag, her spirit, and her followers, and it's a lot of them. And this sister, stand up and pat yourself on the back. You're doing it not even at 800,000. This woman getting contracts and deals nowhere near 800,000 subscribers. But because her audience is the most dedicated, the most loud, the most committed audience that I have witnessed on YouTube, they'll follow that woman on Twitch, Instagram, station. This woman went on Station Head, started her own show. Many people were saying, I don't think she's going to succeed. She needs to stay with Riley. I said, you crazy. Her audience, they give and they're very supportive. Very active. 24/7. Let somebody say something against Milagro Graham. Before the night is over with, they're going to be all over. So she went on Station Head. She started her own show. I've never seen a chat of all them listeners. They support her. And this sister been number one. You know you bad when you got the number 1 and number 2 show. She in the top 10. Number one. And you rarely see her face. She get the receipts. She talks to her audience. She have an amazing voice for radio, a beautiful face for television, whatever it is. Her style is like no other. Her reporting is like no other. Her audience mess with her. They dedicated her, and they show you in them numbers. They show you in them numbers that we are here for you, and we love you, Milagro Grams. We love you and we support you. So give that woman credit for the success that she has built as a black woman and have done it with another black woman. And she is still 100% dedicated of entertaining her audience. That's what it is. I am shady. I am a flip-flopper. I am this. I am that. But I ain't blind to the fact of what that woman have accomplished for this short amount of time in these YouTube streets and on StreamYard. I'm out because they have tried thoroughly to dethrone that woman. Her audience said, no, it ain't going to happen. Because her audience, they don't, how you use Station Head. They don't ask all them questions. They just download and get on it. How you use Station Head? I don't know how to use it. How you down? They don't ask all them questions. When it comes to all, they on Station Head. They right there. Every day when she go live, they hitting that notification. They right there. They don't ask all them questions. How you use Station Head? I don't have no iPhone. They gonna get an iPhone, iPad, or whatever to get connected on there. They gonna listen. And they ain't gonna complain about giving them money. I ain't got $20. You asking me, get your own job. Like some of y'all do to me. Y'all come to me so hard. But over there, give me $20. Send me $20. Y'all ain't gonna donate to me for $20. Give me, you got $20, more money, more. And y'all give it. And I watch them. Soon I say, well, we need this, people. Yes, Lord, we need, get your own job. Why I ain't gonna be giving you nothing? With that ugly look, they come over here. But over there, let you try and say you ain't got it. And while you beg, you going to get cussed out, dragged, and the 6-hour marathon show will continue. You're going to get cussed out, dragged, and the 6-hour show is going to continue. But yet, we're going to take a pause to just drag you for saying why I'm begging for $20. And then next week, you're going to beg to get unblocked and you're going to get that $20. Don't you better come on here. You're going to come on here and they're going to be right over that donate. And I get props with a zoo. And let me go to my Wiggins. See, I'm going to give you props. He called black, I don't care. It look like when he called you black women bees and call you N-words, it turns you on and you give it. You still give. It ain't stopped his numbers. And they said, Wiley, you the only person that talked about daytime, tea time, and the Mouth Wiggins meetup. That's a lie. Another blog talked about it, Mouth TV, and they also talked about the donation. Now, I didn't bring this up, but since it's public, I'm going to repeat it in this show. Might as well, since we're talking, right? Mouth TV did an episode. Shout out to Mouth TV. And they did a show, and they were talking about the money that Mouth Wiggins had asked for the record label, for the internet radio app, and for the record label. You haven't seen none, but you see that ruby red in BMW. I ain't mad at you, player. That's y'all that y'all want to give to somebody to do a record label with no music degree and no this and that, no type of sales on the chart. Neither one of them, him or the friend, had a top 10 hit, but yet they gonna make a record company and you went on to donate $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, all that. It ain't go to that record label, record label, Ahmad Records. It went toward that ruby red BMW. You heard it here first. So don't even ask for that money, but it's gone. It's been spent. Gas, oil change, and notes. I mean big money. Well, they find some of them getting good big checks for that record label. Come on, y'all, better have a record label. That's all, y'all was just donate. And I'm laughing because I know ain't no record label ever gonna come out. That record label never came out. Record label don't exist. Let's move on. What a record label? Is I'm lying, Moot Point? What a record label at, Moot? What a record label at? Where is the internet app show? His own app. It don't exist. But you see that ruby red. You see that ruby red vehicle. I know what I'm saying. I'm gonna move on. I didn't come up with that. That all I give all the praises and all of the promo to Mouth TV. They made me say it because they brought it up. Okay. But out of all of that, I give them credit though. I think he's an amazing talent. Like y'all, this is the best time. There's so many blogs that y'all can follow. You got Tasha K, Mob Radio, Mob Wiggins, Data, whatever you watch. I think they're all awesome. These people that I watch every single day. When I have time, I will watch them. I think they're beautiful people. I think they're beautiful. And I just had to come out here and give y'all a support and say what I had to say. Now, yeah, okay. You know, they call me the side chick show. We got that yesterday, the side chick show, where you come and get your good old laugh. I know y'all laughing hard up in them bushes. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this about Charlamagne the God, and we're going to open up the phone lines. Charlamagne the God is really coming out the bloggers. He's going to start suing. And he said, you need to start suing bloggers. And I get it. I understand it. Because when you get out here and you lie and say he did this, he slept with this person, he slept with that person, with no evidence, he can't actually sue you. But it's only if he's innocent. Because you can sue somebody, but don't think they won't respond to the lawsuit and go to court. And you don't need a lot of money. Some people can defend themselves in a lawsuit. So when Charlamange is just so tired because they keep on digging up this old rumor of him and this girl back in him and back in his hometown, that he had a party and this girl is saying, alleging that he did something to her. Charlamagne talked about in his book, he said he did not do it. He did not do nothing to the girl at all. Did nothing happen. The mother did not cooperate with the authorities, and that's why the case didn't go nowhere. I think it was DNA. I think it was a lot of evidence that cleared Charlamagne the God. So that's why I never touched the story, because I'm like this. If he did do it, I got to wait on the victim to go and file and sue and do this. Go and do this. Or, you know, and the reason why I think he don't want to sue her is because it's a lot that deals with his money, especially if she ain't got no money. You're pretty much, it can turn and make him look like a bully. And then it gets her in the news. No news organization gonna touch it. But let Charlamagne or Leonard slap that girl with a lawsuit. Watch how many news organizations will pick it up. The Republican Party will pick it up and will fund it and will do interviews on Fox News. You never seen that black girl on Fox News that accused Charlamagne. But let him go to his lawyers and sue her and then reach TMZ and all that. Then you will see her all up in the media. And he don't want that. Because when you sue, it ain't going to be private. It's going to be public, and we going to know what it is. We going to be nosy. And it is, and he don't want to open up that Pandora's box. But this is the thing, though. If you are innocent, you should sue and shut it down. I don't want nobody to keep lying on me. They be lying all up on me, and I'm poor. I ain't got nothing. But they see the potential because they know we going somewhere. And when we get there, the first thing I'm going to issue my legal team. I'm having a top-notch legal team. Baby, we going after people, grannies, aunts, uncle, houses, whatever. I ain't like some of these new celebrities. Oh, no, we ain't going to sue. I'm going to just sue just to be petty. Petty. Just to teach you a lesson. And you will have to come out publicly with cameras and plead and apologize. And then we may drop the lawsuit. My thing is that you should sue. All these people just up and that, all that type of way. Sue them and just to be petty. Just to drag them just to be petty. That's exactly what you should do. Why not? Why not? And my thing is this. Some people have went too far with Charlotte, and this is why I don't touch it. Because I read the man's book. I read his book. And in his second book, what was the other book? This was Black Privilege. And Shook one, he said in the last book he spoke, and he said I didn't know what the girl was going through. He was more understanding because something happened to her. He just saying that he was not the one that did it and Shook. He kind of updated his position. So what I'm saying is, I'm praying for that girl, that woman. She's a woman now, and I hope that whatever happened, I just hope that it gets some resolving it, because that's the only piece people can use against him. That ain't gonna be the first time you hear about or the last. You're gonna hear more. Eventually, he's gonna have to sue. Eventually, you're gonna have to sue. You're gonna have to send somebody to court, get an injunction or a restraining order. Because if you don't, they're going to keep on going on and everything like that. You know, because you got the money. I can understand like Wiley's. I ain't got no money like that. That's a lot of money because when you sue, you got to pay for the process server. You got to pay for the court. You got to pay for your attorney. You got to pay to make sure they get served, pay the court cases, pay the legal, and them legal fees do pile up. Then if you got multiple people, that's for that one case. Then for the second one, you got to serve them. Pay this, pay that. If you got another one, you got to. It's a lot of work that do it. And so some people don't want to be dragged in that situation. But sometimes you have no choice but to bring them to court. Because they won't stop. Some people, they just won't stop until it happened to them. Then they're going to be looking weird and crazy. Something's going to happen to them. They're going to have allegations about them. And then they're going to know how it really feels. It's going to come. And and they ain't going to be able to make it. Because they're going to be shocked. They're going to be, oh my God, they ain't going to be able to believe it. But then people going to be reminded, but you remember when you kept saying that stuff about Wiley over and over and over and over and over and over. You keep that same energy. Because it's going to come. Because you keep on doing that, somebody going to do it about you. And you're going to know how it really feels. And you ain't going to like it. Because folks going to start pulling away. I can't be your friend. You got all that over you. Just really, really stop it. Because I don't do all that crazy stuff. Because with me, I just do entertainment. I do news and all of that. And that's what I do. I'm very entertaining. That's what I'm going to do. But some, they keep playing with, they about to have something about them, and they not going to be able to handle it. They ain't going to be able to handle it. Oh, no, they ain't going to be able to handle it. They're going to be embarrassed. Strictly embarrassed. That's just stop. And you can't ask no, say, what about me? What about sympathy? No, you don't want no sympathy. You did that to this Wiley. You ain't had no sympathy. You was laughing and joking, jumping up to you. But it's going to happen. That karma is going to reach. Whoop, 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 whoop. You're going to wake up one morning and wow, 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 pow, come on, pow, whoop. It's going to shock that. And I'm not going to be shocked. And they're going to be coming, oh, Mr. Wiley, what do you have to say about this? I'm going to just say pray and move on with my life. There's nothing I could say. I'm just praying about it, and I'm moving on. What more can I say? I ain't gonna sit out here to defend because I was gonna get defended. That only thing I would say is pray, and I'm moving on and drinking my coffee. I say I got to go. Okay. I just had to say that. You know, I had to be a little petty. Oh Lord, the side chick show. Yeah, Carmen's something. Because people that kept doing, and you're gonna know how it feel. People, family, you're gonna never hardly see. Your family's still gonna be just gonna be just dragging up. It's gonna be coming up. You ain't gonna be able to handle it. I can handle it now. And I told another one, I said it's the most ruthless thing, but some people gonna have to go. They're gonna go through it too, and they ain't gonna be able to handle it. Because it was rough. It was really rough for Brother Wiley. And I'm poor. I don't have the money. I'm like, Lord, why I'm going through all this? I ain't got nothing yet. Because you got, in so many words, you got the talent. They see where you're going. That's why they try to distract you. trying to get me to pull up. I ain't gonna pull at your house. You can forget about that. I ain't gonna pull up at your house and mess up. I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track, and no, I ain't gonna pull up at your house. I ain't gonna do all that. No. But I know the type of God that I serve. That karma is coming. They trying to get me off the wrong track. They know we growing, and we don't have the numbers like these people had the numbers. The reason why I'm sweating because I'm hot. We don't have the numbers, but we have the personality, and the people that we do have really love the Wiley Show. And they can't stand it. They just be watching. What is he gonna say? Did he say something about me yet? They just be looking. Soon as you say something about, they jump up out the bushes. It only took Wiley. Hold on, let me just do this. Lord, let me just do this. These people really think that I really want to be their friend. It only took Wiley 2 days to say something, y'all. Do you know Wiley? And the people that really know Wiley, they saying, you have always been doing it. You gonna make jokes. It is what it is. But if they really love you, really know you in person, you just a sweet, you don't care nothing about all this type of stuff. That don't impress me. It don't. And the people that really know me, they really rock with Wiley. They really do. I only got a fake. I don't have many friends. I ain't gonna get up on it. I'm not, I don't have many friends. I'm gonna just say that. And all the friends that really know Wiley, we went through a test. And I get dogged out by Wiley. They get dragged every day. They really know me. Wiley is this. How you friends with him? They get called about Wiley every single day. Wiley this. How you friends with Wiley? How you friends with him? How you friends with him? Because my online personality, I'm totally different in person. I'm just as sweet. So we can sit down, we can talk, we have a good time. But my online, you may not get dragged. It is what it is. We're going to talk about you. Right? So it took them 8 hours. Man, please, if it's a joke, it is what it is. We just going to talk about it. What's the problem? Think I'm going to be muzzled so I can say, man, please, sit down. I ain't 12, 13. I'm a grown man. What I look like? Because I will tell you this. I do have some new friends, and they love me for me. So let's go to the phone lines. If anybody want to call in this lovely morning, I do want to say thank you to Tasha K for coming out the bushes today. I love her. I understand her formula. I don't take none what Tasha K say personally, because I understand why she do the things that she does. She does it to keep her name ringing in the streets. So I can't be mad at her at all. I know why she does it. She does it so her name can ring in the streets. She does it so people can put her name in titles and drag more traffic to Tasha K. I understand it. I get it. I don't let Tasha get under my skin. It's not two people that can get under my skin when I'm cussing and doing all that type of stuff and all that. No. Absolutely. I'm not going to allow that. It's not all of that over this, doing this, letting her do this, then you cuss it out, then you post a mugshot. That's what she wants. That's exactly what she wants. People thrive off of you talking about them. Because if you ain't talking about them, they ain't popping. People thrive off of that. That's what they do. They thrive off of getting dragged and talking about, thank you, love you, Wiley. Hey, thank you for the super chat. That's what they thrive off of. And that's what it is. You really can't get mad because this is a business. You can either ignore that person or address the person. Disrespect people and talk about other people, kids, and talk about her and Rod. Okay, this is a comment somebody's saying in the chat. I'm reading some of y'all comments, and I hear some of y'all comments. But do you think Tasha K is wrong for saying what she said about Mob Radio? Do you think Mob Radio is wrong? Parents, if you want to call in, I understand that we ain't gonna be here all day, but I had to just bring that up and talk with y'all about this because everybody and their mama have been sending me screenshots. Okay, People I haven't seen in a long time. Oh, and let me say this about Tiffany Haddish. I love Tiffany Haddish look. I love a woman that want to do different things with her hair. I was watching a movie. Damn, I think it was Immature. I think it was a rated R movie. It was an Immature. It was like, I think the name of it was Immature. It was on Hulu. And I just love the fact what women does to her hair. I think that it looked nice because at first I wasn't feeling it, but I'm feeling it. It's growing on me. And I think the more and more we see Tasha K with it, it's going to look regular. Whatever she's going through, she probably want a low fade. I thought it was for a movie, I heard, which I really stand on. I think it's probably for a movie, but whatever it is, I just think that Tiffany Haddish is doing it also to probably get in the media, people talking about her, and people having a good time talking about it. Just that's why people watch your messy stuff. You know, that's what it is. And, you know, some people hating on her and doing that. You can hate on her all day, but at least she got a podcast with Apple Music and got a stand-up comedy show. And you can hate on a black woman, but when you aspiring to get that, she there. I don't understand people. This is what I don't like. They can sit and drag folks all day, but let them get dragged. They can't handle it. Some of these folks, some of y'all think y'all love some of these folks, but they can drag people 24/7. But let you try to drag them. They can't handle it. What you dragging me? You can't drag me. You can't compare me to nobody. You can't drag. What you mean? What you mean? You can't drag. I'm looking like, but you can talk about everybody, but soon somebody starts talking about you, ain't gonna be able to handle it. you ain't gonna be able to handle it. I'm reading y'all comments. Make sure the moment. And I also want to say this though, and I say this, and I say this humbly. In this business, I have to learn this, that you will be talked about. I can't stop it. It was a long time where I would do a show and nobody talked about Wiley. But now that have changed. And it's only going, for me, it's going to be a little bit worse because it just is what it is. Library situation, family situation is always going to be a little bit worse, right? For me. It is what it is. And me having the I situation and I this, I that, it's always going to be a little bit for me. And I have, but with that, I developed so much thick skin with that. Yes, develop thick skin in this business because people will talk about you. They will get in there. I will get a threatening phone call. I will get a threatening voicemail. And I've had those type of things. But I still come on the show, put a smile on my face, and entertain the 304 people that are here. And I thank you for that. Thank you for that. Right? I'm reading here. I'm no Tasha K fan, someone said in the chat. But there's nothing ugly about her. I'm a short girl. I'm a short hair girl, so I don't see anything wrong with her hair. I'm sure why that's a drag. If she want her hair, that's be easy to get. Yeah, she's beautiful. Tasha K is beautiful. Milagro Graham's beautiful. They look like sisters, to be honest. They look like sisters, both of them. They look like they are sisters, you know? I let them talk. They're only making you relevant. I love Millie and her reporting style, but she needs to stop making Nicki Minaj enemies hers because I don't see Nicki supporting her as much as she supports Nicki. Well, it's a business, though, because you got to understand, a lot of these people, when they kiss butt to these celebrities, they doing it for their fan base. They probably don't care nothing about no Nicki. But her audience is millions of them. Only one Nicki. So if you can uplift her and Nicki follow you, them fans know it. So if Nicki following Milagro Grams, we will in return support Milagro Grams. It's business. When Ahmad Biggest was talking about Nicki, uplifting her, singing her praises, her audience was right there. When he started dragging her, they turned against him. But now what he done, I think, is very strategic, is that he will still drag Nicki, make a nasty title because the fans will still come. You still helping with engagements. You're still commenting. You still calling in. You still disliking or liking. You still in the chat. So regardless, and then if you get blocked, you make another page. What it is, you're going to still constantly get support. It is what it is. That's the business. People will come and see they're talking. That's how I got here. I'm a regular watcher now. they don't like normally have a narrow. They do look like sisters, and I say, and I'm not taking that back. I said the same thing. They do look like sisters. Both of them, chocolate, beautiful black women. Both of them, beautiful black women. They could be sisters. They could. You could call in if you disagree with me. If you put a side-by-side picture of them both, they both look like sisters. They probably look like they got the same mama and different daddy. They got similar features. It is what it is. I said it what I said. If you did, you could put a side-by-side, give Tasha the wine, and give Millie Malago Brown some lemon pepper wings. They look like sisters. And put them in there in the house. They look just like sisters. You be like, hey, sis. Hey, sis. Look like sisters. That's what it is. Then you could get Jaguar Wright and Amal Wiggins. They look like twins. Bring them up in there, look like twins. With that hair, with the lint in both their head, bring them to the thing with his liquor and with her conspiracies about Mary J. Blige and all people that she's on. They look like twins. See, people that you really talk about, you start looking like the person that you're talking about. You're not, Wiley, you would be getting dragged and canceled. Look like sisters. Even talking about Jaguar Wright. Both of them, man, when Jaguar Wright, he took off his hair, man, they look like your auntie. Look like your twin. Go out here and look just like twins. Sister. Put Amal Wiggins and Jaguar Wright in a sister movie and put them in there. That's a money maker right then and there. That's a money maker. That's a money maker. That is a money maker. You can see it. Just close your eyes. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, close your eyes and imagine Jaguar and Amal Wiggins in the park together. Playing hopscotch. Playing tase. Laser tag. You can see it. Can't you see it? I understand that, but you can see it. I see it. And that's all that counts, because I believe it. They said, if you believe it, that's all that counts. Will Smith said that. He said, if you got that belief, you could believe it. I believe that. I don't understand. I see both of them like that. But let me say this, y'all. Let me say this. I'm about to close. Amaya and Tasha look like, they look like they could be siblings. They do. They look like they're beautiful. Beautiful people. Now, Amal Wiggins' kneecaps. Let me stop talking about that man's knees. We talking about my eye. When I saw them burnt crispy kneecaps, I said, what the world? I'm looking at that man's kneecaps. I'm looking at his kneecaps, and I said, lotion on knees. He needs some glow cream on them kneecaps. And then he gonna say, because I'm in these streets. Get into that Gucci drip. Gucci dress, baby, I'm looking at them burnt crispy kneecaps. I'm looking at them kneecaps. I understand that you say get into them Gucci drips. That's just like I got on Gucci and my nose running. And I take a picture with boogers just out my nose. I can't say, but get into that Nike gear. Get into that Nike. They don't care nothing about what that Nike. They're looking at them boogers. They're looking at them there. You saw them knees. Y'all saw it. But it's a problem why they say so is because I'm black and cockeyed. It is what it is. You saw them knees like everybody else saw them knees. And you made something in your subconscious. In your subconscious mind, you said something about them knees. You said something about them knees, but you can't say it out loud because you don't want to get blocked from the chat. And I get it. I get it. But I saw them knees. And I wasn't the first one that said so. But of course, Wiley gets dragged. I'm this and that. It's because I'm cockeyed. I get it. I understand it. Mm-hmm. I wasn't the first one that said that against them knees. But I saw something against them. What about You said, what about the Chase the Line trailer? You called it in that interview with Oliver. That's why he was mad. Yeah, because Oliver, and what we're talking about, Oliver was on the Ma Wiggins show. Let me put that comment on the screen. Oliver was on the Ma Wiggins show. He threw a lot of shade at Oliver. And I said he threw shade at Oliver because Oliver got a lot of praises from Chasing Atlanta. And Wiley does a lot of work with Chasing Atlanta, interview, and really got a lot of noise. Little fun fact, me and Ma Wiggins wasn't talking. He's unblocked me soon as me was featured in the Chasing Atlanta trailer a couple of years back. I was featured in that trailer for an interview with somebody I was featured in there. He unblocked me and said, "Okay, girl, let's go for another. Let's get a second chance. Let's start over." Something he said on that magnitude. But I never forgot it because I'm like, why you reach out to me now? It's because I was in that trailer. So when Oliver came on, he threw a lot of shade at Oliver because he don't like it that he don't talk about the show and Wiley get a lot of publicity for the show, and that's why he throw shade at Oliver. That's what it was. And I said it, and people thought I was crazy. Listen to what I'm saying. It makes a lot of sense once you open your eyes and you see it. He don't like that. He don't like that because I found another lane because I still talk about gay folks and interview them. I don't just, talk about the terminology. I still go over there and interview these folks and bring them on the Wiley Show. He don't. He drag y'all and call y'all boring. He'll bring y'all on now because I'm criticizing him for it. But I told him years ago, why don't you bring them and interview them? Because I used to be a producer of the Ma Wiggins show. See, I don't like this time of talking, but I'm going to talk. You can't stop me from talking what I want to say. I used to be a producer. And I said, why don't you talk about, I don't like them shows. Well, you sleep with them type of people. Why don't you want to talk about the shows? Show is entertaining, especially Chasing Atlanta. You should talk about them and put them on your platform and interview them. You should. Why not? But Oliver came on there. He treated Oliver like a homeless man on the street. But Oliver is I would say, the diva of the show, the lead on the show. Oliver is the lead of the show. Somebody said, I hope y'all can get over this madness. It's entertaining. It ain't no madness. It's just me creatively got a different creative lane. It is what it is. And that's the thing about the Oliver situation. And he came at Oliver so bad, it's because that Chasing Atlanta stuff. He couldn't embrace that. No. Because Wiley does a lot with Chasing Atlanta. I can tell them they have been great supportive of the Wiley Show. Because I'm very connected when it comes to them shows. When it comes to them shows, and Rita, let me put that on there, Rita, because you see it. It's about 2 or 3 of y'all that really, it's about a handful of producers that follows Wiley from the beginning of the beef sector all the way to now. I know the different ones, and Rita go all the way back. Some of y'all, I love y'all opinion because y'all see it. He just like he tried to pod, you came back from film. He ain't slick. I ain't dumb. I would entertain it. I ain't because I'm like, what went on today? Because I'm all getting dragged on Lipstick Alley. I'm getting dragged on YouTube. I just don't talk about what's going on. And I can act really dumb. I don't know what's going on. But Rita, you ain't dumb, sister. You see it. But I will entertain it because it's live. Let's get this click of the view. But don't you think that I'm going to forget, because this is live on camera and all that. If you really want to resolve the issue, and with that, let me get Rita, with that, who came out of the bushes while we were out of town, and that was Kyle from the Neighborhood Talk. He didn't like that. See, when I bring these points up, you really got to be a viewer of the Wiley Show. I will never forget it. When we were out in Florida, Kyle from the neighborhood talk jumped up out the bushes. And the reason why we couldn't bring him on because I brought my regular laptop. If I'd have had my good gaming computer laptop, I would have sent that link or one of them would have got on there. He saw it all. And then he said, Wiley dragged Malago Grams because he loved Kyle. No. I just didn't feel like I didn't understand where she was coming from when it came to that. And I like Kyle because I've been liking Kyle way before he did the neighborhood. So I was rocking with him when he was on the Shade Room. I've been had that man picture on my Twitter account because he's intelligent. I think what he does is dope. And what he have done for independent artists, you can't beat it. And I love that. I remember that. I remember that. Ain't nobody dumb over here. Y'all can sit here and act. I can act really well. I got on there, well, we want to resolve this. We can't resolve. See, y'all missed it. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell it. Oh, because of me, and this, it was a lot of you. Then people that got cool with him. I understand. I said, you only understand it because y'all got back cool. We never had no private talk. And I have to tell this one blogger that called me, I said, our issue, what did I do when we had an issue? Well, Wiley, you did call me privately. I called you privately. I didn't go and hit your link and get put on the show. Because you ain't going to be able to see Marquise on a live. You're going to be just seeing strictly Wiley. So I had an issue with another blogger. I ain't going to say his name. Put him in no mess. It was a big mess. I called them privately. And we resolved it. It was good. It was dandy. It was smooth sailing. But if we went on live, it's hard to resolve something on the live with hundreds of people watching. I gotta put on the show. I can't turn Wiley off. The camera's on. Now, when the camera's off and we could talk privately, we talk. Did not want to resolve it privately. So we gonna put on the show. And I'm gonna keep that same energy until we talk offline. Because there was a lot of filth said about Wiley, and it was public, and ain't none of it been erased. So I ain't taking away the energy that I'm giving. I'm gonna keep that same energy. You didn't call offline, I'm blocked. Let's talk offline and have a conversation. Or better yet, I'll fly where you at and we could be face to face and sit down and talk. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to have no resolve. You pretend like, oh yeah, Wiley, man, get out of here with all that pretending mess. We know what game you playing, and it have flopped and failed. Because I didn't believe it then, and I didn't believe it now. Because if you really want to resolve issue, you'll get it privately and talk. On the free app. I would love to see you hosting Chasing Line of Reunion. I would love to host that reunion show. I would love to host it. I said Wiley Show going to have their moment. I'm going to keep saying it. I believe it. We're going to have our big moment. And it's going to be great and awesome. And then I know when I finally make it, when I see family members calling me, hey, Wiley, hey, man, I see you on TV. I see you. You know, you one of my favorite. These the uncles and aunts that didn't care enough, didn't drag me to court. But I'm going to be their favorite nephew when they see me on television. Then they're going to pretend like we great. When I go to award shows to get award, then, you know, that's how that's going to be. We knew it. Ain't nobody crazy like that. Nah. You are really trying to be funny. They took nothing like you get bored shade every time I watch you. And so I'm listening to it, and I would love to host Chasing Atlanta reunion show. I would love to host G-Status. And I keep telling G-Status producers, that will be one of the best reunion shows they will ever have, because you never had a host like me host a show. Because I'm not coming in there being bougie, uptight. I'm going to give the people what they are deserving of. And that is what, people? That is what? A show. I'm not coming in. Don't you get nobody from another Atlanta show or folks that don't watch these shows and get them for name purposes only. Get people that is hungry on there that's going to put on a good go show, and that's going to bring in a whole sector that's going to talk about it. Everybody going to be talking about that show because Wiley going to be on it. They're going to be shocked because they're going to talk against it. Oh, y'all got Wiley on there? Oh, let me see what this gonna be about. Because I brought a lot of people to turn on these shows. You should host one of the shows. I will be, and most people will watch, even if you didn't watch the season. You're gonna watch because Wiley is on there. It's just that simple. It's going to be a great also because I really rock with these people and I interview them. These other big folk that y'all book to be on there, they don't bring them on your YouTube channel. They don't bring them on the Instagram. You rarely see these folks on these other big talented people on the community platform. But they'll come and get that check, and then the producers got to write down questions to add because they ain't see the season. So they got to pretend like they watch it. We can tell if you really watch the show, and we can tell that you had to be prepared to get notes about the show because it ain't gonna be organic. I've seen I ain't gonna say no name, but some of y'all shouldn't be hosting. Y'all didn't watch the show. Y'all don't know the beast that's going on. I'm looking at it. I'm looking. It's 300 some odd people. How many of you all, if Wiley would host G Status ATO Hustle, how many of you all in this chat today will watch? Press 1 if you will watch. How many of you all will watch if Wiley hosts G Status ATO Hustle? And jump up out the bushes just to press 1. Ain't nobody gonna block you. Ain't nobody from the other side gonna block you. How many? Press 1 that will watch that show. Even if you don't press it, you're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it. I can tell you that right then and there. How many? Press 1 if you will watch it. Look at all these people. I never watch any of these shows, but I surely watch it if Wiley hosts a reunion. Press 1. Look at that. People on YouTube pressing 1. They will be there. Because I know what I would bring up to the table. I know what I would bring to the table. I know what the people want. People want to be entertained. It is what it is. I entertain these people. I can tell you this. I don't have many friends like on YouTube because you got to be careful with that. You have to be very careful with having friends on YouTube. And your friendship will be tested. A deal, an interview, or whatever. But be very careful because sometimes a lot of these friendships on YouTube didn't make it. Because they weren't prepared and they never had a test on that friendship. You could be friends today, but let's wait until you be tested and let's see how that friendship would be. I've seen many YouTubers. This is my friend. We're doing a podcast together. Now they ain't friends. They dragging each other. So you got to have an understanding of the friendship, and the friendship got to be tested. And the partnership got to be tested. And you become stronger once you are tested. And that's one thing I can say about the friendship of Kevin and Mikhail and that partnership and that brotherhood, because them brothers, they have been working together for over a decade and they have been tested day in and day out. And they are still working today. And people have been testing them and dragging them every step of the way. And most of them folks that have come against the Scorpion Show, they gone. And guess who's still doing a show? The Scorpion Show. Guess who's still on there is Kevin and Mikhail. That's just what it is. Okay? That's just what it is. And it's great. It's awesome over here. And when people say, oh, you only talk about 3 people, how's the entertainment? First of all, we talk about more than 3 people, but I understand it. You only come when we talk about your favorite people. Because you ain't here when we talk about Mike Phillips' interview. You're not here when we do an Alonzo interview that was charting on iTunes. You're not here when we interview. You're not here when we interview. Who was that? Raheem Devon. You ain't here for that. You ain't here for that, but you are here when it's come to mess. You'll be right up out the bushes because them your faves. But you ain't here when them other folks are being interviewed. Or you ain't here when we interview politicians. Are you not here when we talk about political conversations? Are you here when we talk about mental illness? Are you here when we talk about Christianity and church hurt? Are you here when we talk about that? Are you here when we talk about problems in families? Are you here? Are you here when we talk about that? When we had what was it? The one of the singers from Escape. Are you here? Are you here? When we interview a lot of the cast members from G Status, ATL Hustle. Are you here? When we interview cast members from Chase in Atlanta. Are you here? So I don't listen to people that just jump out and criticize when we talk about they fade, but they ain't here on the other shows. When by the fireplace, come on. So these people you will know. Because with me, I want to interview you before the masses know you. Because then I can say, I interviewed this person when they was this way. I don't just get you. You hear when we talk about stocks and people get stocks and all that? Are you here when we talk about that? When we talk about investments and people getting stocks out the woodwork. We talk about a whole lot of stuff. Are you here when we have shows on Patreon and we met out with my grandmother on Patreon? Well, you here for that? It was on Patreon. Oh, he's banned from Chicago. How I'm banned? I'm driving all through the city, all through the hood. I'm driving all through the old neighborhood, driving in my grandmother's block. We're inside my grandmother. If I'm banned, I ain't been arrested. Look at that. I was all in the city. Went up with my mother, met with my nieces, took a picture, selfie, all that. I'm right there, all through the city. I was driving all through the hood. We all in Boys Town driving. All through the south side of Chicago. Inglewood. Driving on the Dan Ryan. Going out there in the suburbs. Having good looking men. Went to my old elementary school. We all there. We was all through there. But only true supporters would know that. Now I got people on Robinhood app getting stocks. I see it when you get my promo code and you get a stock. Let me drop it down here for those people that want to get Robinhood, that want to get something on there. You can use my promo, get your help, get you started. And I've learned all of that for being on YouTube. When I first started, my credit was in the 400s. Now we're about a couple of points. I would say a good 10 or 15. I'm going to just say a strong 20 to get us to 600 points. But when we started, we was in the 400s. Now we almost at the 600s. When we started, we was in the 400s. Okay? But this person that's commenting on it, they dragged Ahmad Wiggins. It was they tweet, and that particular viewer spoke against Ahmad Wiggins about the money. Because I think they gave Ahmad Wiggins money for that radio show. And they never got their return back for their investment for that radio show. But these people that donated to the Wiley Show, we bought the lights, the green screen, the car. The car is actually paid off. We bought the blue speaker, everything donation that they gave. We paid for the StreamYard, the Blog Talk Radio, every piece of donation, it goes right back into the Wiley Show. Every shirt that y'all have given me, I wear it on the show. Thank you. Shout out to Love Me For Me. I see it all, and thank y'all for the support. The real supporters support the show. We talk about politics. We talk about that too. 400 Lord the Lights. Everything must be in your name. Grow up. You need. Yeah, it was babies in the 400. You need to call. It was in that way. Okay. Now some people is going in and out. Is not on my end. I think it's like a glitch. I was on another live and it was that same way. So thank you all so much for y'all watching. I think you probably had to catch the replay because it's not buffering on my end. That's something on YouTube because I was watching somebody else's live and it was doing that type of way. But the show must go on. They said keep being great. Life. Yes. I'm reading y'all comments. You talk about working at the nurse home. We talk about a lot over here. We talk about a lot over here. Oh, Lord. And my clothes. I would say this, and I say this humbly about Black China or any of these people. I think I want to say this about Black China. I think people drag Black China, but this woman produced. This woman have executive produced shows. She have brought OnlyFans, helped usher that on the Zeus network. She got shows that she have executive produced all over Zeus. That's a check. She getting into she do bookings. She getting into music because people purchase the music and support it. So she have a lot of support. And so when people criticize these folks, just know this: you're gonna be in that industry, and then you're gonna get that same energy back. So one thing I can say about Black China, the sister know how to get a check, and that's why I love about her. That's why I love about her, because when she have a channel and she channel that energy on shows, on music, I give Black China the support because Black China is actually doing awesome things. I think for her to get into one industry, tap into another industry, is not bad. And I'll always give credit to a Black woman that's out here chasing multiple checks. I give her credit. You are different from other YouTubers. You go beyond celebrity gossip and YouTube beef. Your show is well-rounded. Thank you so very much for that. Shout out to people. We talk about many topics just in general. While we move on, let this go. Don't give it any more attention. And another thing that I love about this show, that we have my mother on, and so many people still, I get letters from that show, and we had an amazing conversation. I think one of the top conversations that I've ever had with my mother, and we done it on the Wiley Show. And I remember another blogger said, Wiley, I wish I could talk with my mother like that. And that is one of my top shows that I love for that. And I thank her for even coming on the Wiley Show. I think that was a lit show for me, interviewing and talking out there. I think that was great. I think that was awesome, bringing my mother on the show and having that conversation with my mother. And I thank you all for witnessing that show. That's one of my favorite shows. Somebody said, oh, thank you so much for the super chat. All right, y'all. We didn't get any callers today. Oh, we got one caller. All right. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hi, Wiley. Listen, I didn't know that you were talking about Black China, but let me just say this really quick about her. Back in the day when she was with Rob Kardashian, she used to really be heavy into Snapchat. That's like kind of like when Snapchat was really popping. And she used to do a cooking segment. And she was really upset because out of the blue, Kylie, this is before Kylie got all this work done, Kylie started doing a cooking segment. And of course, Kylie had more influence and more followers. So people started to pull from Black China and watch Kylie. Then Black China came out with the lip kit first. Her lip kit was out on Snapchat. She started putting the swatches on her arm. All of a sudden, Kylie came out with Kylie Cosmetics and did the same exact thing and overshadowed Black China. So that's the reason why there's so much animosity between Black China and the Kardashians. You could tell that they pulled from her. Even if you look at Kylie Jenner's face, it looks just like Black China. She looks like she went and got the same work on her body and her face that Black China did. And even so much so that when Black China did an interview at the Breakfast Club, DJ Envy asked that. He was like, wait a minute, you kind of look like Kylie. And she gave him a look and he was like, oh, well, I'm sorry, Kylie looks like you. Would you say that she tried to, imitate your style? And she was like, I can't comment on that because we're in litigation regarding the reality show. But yeah, they pulled from that girl.
They stole from Black China. Allegedly.
They did, big time.
Yeah.
Big time. And because they had more money and influence, they were able to actually, do better than she was able to do with the makeup. But Black China, if you go back, she had her lip kit first, and she also had her little cooking with China first. And Kylie did the same thing, and then took her man, took Tyga. So she really had this thing for Black China and ended up blowing up over it. So I just wanted to mention that.
And I'm glad you mentioned that about Black China. And see, that's what I'm saying. We can sit and criticize her, but you're going back in the history of being a supporter of Black China. Because you can say whatever you want to say about Blac Chyna, but if you're only talking about her now, no, go back and to see what she had been doing in this industry. And you went back and see, sometimes you can come against a family and people be thinking that you're bitter, but if you don't know all the facts, you know, you'll be looking crazy. But once you get all the facts and you're like, she did this cooking show, she had her makeup thing together, and they allegedly took it from her, then you have a better understanding of why Blac Chyna moved the way she moved.
And why she's so bitter with them, exactly.
Absolutely. So I'm glad, because I didn't even know, I'm going to tell you, I didn't know she did a Snapchat show. I didn't know any of that, any of that. But I did know that she had an issue with the family. And I always want to know what the issue is. So that's part of. So thank you, sister, for thank you for that. That means that tell me that you gets into the mess. You watch this stuff. Anytime you on Snapchat, man, you ain't no old church lady. If you is, you shown your grandkids told you how to get on that stuff.
I'm telling you, I keep telling you to stop calling us old church ladies. This is moot point, and you keep calling me old. I am far from old. I just have to like your show.
Yes.
And that's it. But stop calling us old church ladies.
But that's what they call y'all. It's all old lady. You ain't old. You was on Snapchat. That means I hope you ain't doing nothing else on that Snapchat. Hope you ain't snapping nothing else over it.
Bye, boy.
Okay, now that's a point. Okay, let's go to the phone lines. 6106 caller, you're on the air.
Hello, Wiley.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Natasha Razor. How you doing?
All right, Natasha.
I used to go to Blac Chyna, had the really upscale in Tarzana. It was a lash bar. They did eyelashes. They did weaves. They did blowouts. And all of that, she had the only one that was upscale, and it was in the suburbs of Los Angeles. And unfortunately, it went out of business. But it was so nice. You could go, after she, wasn't with Rob anymore, I don't know what they did. They didn't pay they did something to stop that. But that was a big trend. And this was probably like around 2012. And then all of a sudden later, then Bellamy came out with the hair bar. And they're the first people that Kylie Jenner had her line of extensions at.
Wow. Wow.
All right, I just want to
see,
let
but
you know. You should have seen it was a beautiful lash bar. And
they stole that from Blac Chyna.
Beautiful.
And I am so happy, because what you all displaying today is, before we speak against a person, understand where they came from. Do your research, right? You literally have just made me look at Blac Chyna in another light, that this woman is an entrepreneur. Because I started to see the business move that she started to make on Zeus and other things, right? And I just knew that they tried to paint her as being evil, a gold digger, et cetera, but this woman had been putting work even before she met Rob, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for
Way before she met Rob.
Thank you.
He was one of the first people that came out, and after like Melissa Ford and all them and Katoy, they were video vixens. But Blac Chyna was the one who got all her own rights to her pictures. She's the one that got all her own club appearances. Because, like Melissa Ford and all those video vixen girls, they wouldn't have anything to do with stripping. But it was not, in the 2000s, it was a big deal. They didn't take strippers into music videos. Now that's all that's in music videos. But back in the day, especially in Los Angeles, you came from a modeling agency if you were in a music video.
Wow.
So it was her and Amber Rose that really brought that out, where they made that stripping culture a big deal and got those kind of girls in the music videos that had features in the music videos that weren't just the background girls who weren't getting paid.
And see, this is the point that in this conversation, do you feel like the Kardashians were part of making Black China look bad? Do you feel like they painted that narrative?
I think the thing is with Black China is she did a lot on her own.
Okay.
Because the thing is that she wasn't going to be subservient to that family, and she did marry Rob out of anger. Well, not marry, but get with Rob out of anger. You know, she didn't really like him. If she had probably really liked him and just wanted to be a housewife, she would have been okay. But she didn't want that. She went in there out of anger. And also, too, like, people make a big deal, because I'm from LA. They always make a big deal about, oh, you know, the Armenian culture and these people with white, you know, these white women with these Black men. Well, in the Valley, San Fernando Valley, Armenians, they either date Armenians or somebody Black. So that's not even a big deal. Like the Kardashians, you know, they make such a big deal about that coming out. But that's how it is, because the regular white people and a lot of Armenians don't get along with Jewish people. So it's, you know, the stuff that they made, that they try to act like, oh, we just came out with it. No, that stuff's been going on.
Well, thank you.
Nothing new.
Thank you so very much for your support. Thank you, sister. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day, everybody.
For you too. And thank you for that. Also, too, tonight, Shaw's Creations will be live on the Wiley Show. We're going to be talking about skin, because I'm getting so many requests of people telling me, what do you use for your skin? What is your skin is like? And she is amazing. Like, she sent me some lotion here. I don't know if you all can see it. Products here, always sending me products, and her products work. And my skin, I'm getting so many, you know, people are saying, oh my gosh, wow, your skin look good. And some great soaps. This is some lemon, this like the deep clean, detox deep cleaning soap that I have. And she does amazing. So tonight, around like 6 o'clock, 5 or 6 o'clock, we will have her live on the show, and she will be talking about different products. Bring your questions, because a lot of you always asking me questions. What did she use? What's her ingredients? I'm like, listen, you have to ask her, because I don't know everything. I'm not the expert. I use her products. I don't know everything. So bring your questions tonight, and that number, if you want to join and get any products, you can always go to her website, and you can use the promo code Wiley, and the promo code is WILEY, and you can also call that number too down here at the bottom of the screen. You can use the promo code Wiley and say what your items you want. She answered the phone. Some of you all have already gotten some products, so thank you for that, because it actually works. And when I went back to Chicago, everybody was giving me, you know, oh my God, it was like, oh my God, it's like, wow, your skin is great. I was in the line. She said, what do you use for your skin? And I was giving her Shaw's Creations contact information. I was letting her know and just showing like different pictures and different things. So I think it's awesome. I think it's great. So make sure y'all join us for that show tonight. That will be tonight. We will be doing that show, and she will be live on the Wiley Show, and we will have a conversation. I want to see y'all there. All right. Let's go back to the comments. They said, so did I mess with Rob because Tiger was messing with Con? I don't know. I don't want to get in that. I don't know. The number is 646-716-8447. If you want to call in and give your opinion on the subject, the number is 646-716-8447. That is the number. I posted it on the screen. Good morning, everybody, and thank you all for tuning into the Sunday morning show. Actually, I wanted to take Sundays off. I said, you know what? I ain't going to be doing no Sunday show. Man, please. And then I got text messages. Everybody is texting me. One person said, you're doing a morning show. You got to do a morning show. You got to talk about this. You got to talk about that. You got to talk about this. And I'm like, you got to do a morning show. Everybody was talking about the morning show. And I said, okay, we have to do a morning show, because everybody was requesting me to do a morning show. And this idea just started, and we just started doing it, and I couldn't stop. So even when I don't feel like getting up in the morning, getting off that air mattress, I get a text message or a phone call that say, Wiley, do the morning show. And really, I can take a day off, but once I'm done with the show, I read a book. So yesterday, I just finished with Mary L. Trump book. Just finished with this. This woman, she dragged her uncle. She spilled some tea. And I think it was a great book. Didn't surprise me, but I have a better understanding why Trump moved the way he moves. Because he was trained that way. So make sure y'all go get this book. The book that I'm reading now, because I just finished that. The book that I'm reading now, I read this. Good book, Charlamagne the God. Because one of my viewers sent a donation, so I want you to get these books because I want you to read this, and they gave it, and I read it. Then I'm reading right now. I am reading this book, Make Change by Shaun King. So I'm reading this book, and it's going to be a credible book. So I'm trying to get Shaun King on the show. He rarely do too many interviews, and so we are writing down the questions that we're going to ask. And I'm a supporter. And I think it would be a good look for this show. And I just need that one yes, because I don't get turned away because I get no's all the time. I get this. Oh, I'm sorry, my client is not available. My client is out of town. My client is this. Now, because it's a pandemic, I guess they can't deny me. So they just won't respond. But then every once in a while, I would get a yes. And okay, let's schedule it. Or we need to reschedule. I'm sorry, my client had this to do. But nevertheless, I never give up because a no don't turn me around. A no is a sign of a yes because you are at least communicating, and that's a good thing. And I wait a week or 2 or 3, and I try again. So I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep putting it out there, keep tagging you, keep showing support, keep buying your products, and then one day you might come on. And I think that would be great because it'll be worth it. I would love for that interview. We need to get paid endorsing those books that are trying to make you sympathize with Trump because his father was ruthless. No, it doesn't. What it makes it is that way. It makes it feel like most people need to read and do their research and did their research on it. I just wish that Mary Trump would have spoken up before Trump was elected because I criticized Miss Mary for this. I said, Mary L. Trump, I wish that she would have spoken up during the election. Wrote the book during the election and before the election when her uncle was announcing, she should have came out and spoken up. Don't speak up once he become the president and say he's this, he's that. I would have gave her more credit, more. I'm giving her the side eye because in that book, she didn't get her money. Her brother and her got X out the inheritance. So the side eye, I got to give you the side eye a little bit because if you read the book, her father died from alcoholism. He pretty much he was addicted to alcohol. He died. They X'd the father out and his descendants out of the inheritance, out of the money. They did not, because the grandfather didn't want to give them nothing, and they didn't get the big money. It was either get so bad. Let me not give the book away, but some stuff can be argued. Are you doing this because they X you out, the money, and they pretty much disown you, or was you doing this because you want the American people to wake up? Because let's not be clear, Mrs. Trump, Mary Trump. You got exit out the money. Mama only got $600 a week, or was it $600 a month when she divorced her husband, which is Mary's father. When they divorced, she got pennies in alimony. See, I went and I cracked that book open. I hear you that you dragging Donald Trump. One piece that you don't really like that man is because he did not give you that money. He said no. He was having you to write a book and then pay you to write one of his books that he wanted her to write, and then she lost her job. See, you got to read that book. And she didn't know until he turned old paperwork over to the reporter. There's some things that she didn't know until the reporter. So you have to, you have to read the book. So okay, let me not talk about that book too much because I can hold a whole sermon in there. Them rich people problems. When you talk about, let me go to the phone lines. 0438, call you on air.
Hi, Mommy. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing all right.
Okay, I called. I'm sorry. I'm going to switch back to the car trashy and subject.
Go ahead. Turn it back.
I love politics.
Go ahead.
If anybody, I've only watched 2 Kardashian shows, and out of 13 years, they were so boring. It was like watching paint dry. And if y'all notice, they only made money off of black enterprises, black people, black basketball players, black stories, trashing black people, dogging them out. They didn't have really a storyline. The only person that really had a storyline that got into it with a real person that she's with is Courtney with Scott. Other than that, they all ran off all of our black people's back. So I really don't understand why everybody's in an uproar about any of the Kardashians. Everything they did was off of us.
And also, too, the black people need to be called out, too, because they go over there. They get over there and get used. A lot of them black men need to be called out. You went over there. And you went over there because you love to be with that. You want that prestige. You you leave a black woman alone, but then you go over there and get messed up, turned out, flipped.
You see what happens, Wiley, you see what happens to every black man that touches their surface. Look at Kanye. He damn near, he done lost his mind way ago. And you got the man getting his nutsack, getting whatever his name is, the basketball player, online getting his bikini wax. I forgot his name that was married to Courtney. Then you got the other black guy. He got so shady. He couldn't barely play basketball. He ain't in the top 10 no more. It's going on and on. Every black man that touches them is doomed, as I say. But that's their fault.
Yeah, that's their fault. You going down there. Every yoni ain't designed for you to go down. Some yoni, you got to be careful with some yoni got spirits. And then Pangea can't wash it away. And some yonis come there, you get hooked up to a spirit. You come there strong, black, know who you are, and lose your mind. That's why you can't go down on everybody and lick everything and consume everything, because you spirit leaks, and that spirit will leap up all down there in your thinking thing, down in your throat, up there in your mind, and you lose your mind. That's why they careful. Some households, it ain't good for you to be sticking yourself into. Because it's a spirit, and that spirit will cling on to you. You got to be careful which families to marry into, which situation. The Bible speaks about that. You better read that word. And some people, if you get tied in that family, whatever mess in it, then you get in that mess. You don't know what's going on because you involved yourself with a family with stronghold spirit. And it took your mind.
You know what you should do? Well, it's going to be a good story. I'm telling you. Follow, unfortunately, you crazy. But if you follow Kanye and follow Tokyo, I believe more of their foolishness and the way they did people. It's not even just black people, other creators, how they take people down. I believe if you follow those two, you're going to start having a lot of content that makes more sense on how they got to where they got to.
All right. I feel you on that. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Obviously, I grew up with families like that. Every time you get into that family, they had problems. They was just as good. Got involved with that family, and the whole essence just went down. So you got to be careful licking everything. Everything ain't supposed to be licked. You don't supposed to be poking every hole. Some holes ain't designed for you to be poking. Put that thing down so don't you get involved with that. You better know what you're doing. Some families, you better not get involved. Some of these families, they only design is money and power, and they will use you up. You coming there conscious and everything, speaking so black, got involved with that family, now you done lost yourself. You don't know who you are no more. Selling shoes that don't match, mixed max socks, you selling for $3 million, your mind just gone. One day you running for president, the next day you crying, next day you selling $3,000 ugly flip-flops, and then next day you want to release an album. You don't know what you want to do no more. You done lost your whole entire mind. You gotta be careful who you go down on and who you married to, because you married into that spirit. You better be careful where you say, I do. Be very careful getting involved with that. All right. Some of y'all ain't gonna believe me because some of y'all got involved in an entanglement. Y'all talk about Jada, entanglement. You in an entanglement too with debt, evilness, malicious spirits. And you can't even sleep good at night. You were sleeping good before you married that no good man and that family. You were sleeping so good. But you got involved with them family, and now your whole hair is gone. Bald spot. You never had a bald spot. Now you got bald spot. You're sick. You was doing real good before you went down there and messed with them. Some of y'all can't even say that. You just in the entanglement. Some of y'all looking at that man right now just watching me and looking at it and saying, he's all right. I was doing real good before I married you. Some of y'all was in school, getting your nurse's degree, about to be a whole nurse. Now, you ain't nothing. Now you're scrubbing floors. Then lost yourself. You was dressing nice. You did a whole lot of stuff. I was just preaching right here. Some of y'all done turned the TV down because now I'm coming on that man that ain't no good, that's treating you wrong right there. Now you about to turn me off the screen. You better turn me off because you don't want to get slapped. And don't blame me. Send that donation first before he punch you. Let me move on. I can't stay on this subject too high because some of y'all, you was doing real good. Men know the daddy you got caught with that. You done lost yourself. Let me move right along. Let me move right along. And something wrong with you men, you doing your wife and your women like that. Something wrong with that. And some men got caught up with no good women that talk to them back. Something wrong with you cussing that man out early in the morning. Every day you cussing him out with all that type of. I don't want no woman that every morning I coming in the house, you cussing me out, calling me a dog and everything in the book. Don't cuss me out every day you dragging me. Some of you women and that man was doing real good, just as innocent. He wasn't doing no cussing. Now he got with your family. He cussed every day. He never thought about choking nobody. Got with that family. Now he punching walls. He was just as good. He would read a lot. He wasn't smoking. He was real church in the church. Now I got with y'all. Now he cussing. Listen to trap music. Got his pants hanging down. He wasn't doing all that stuff till he got with y'all. Man, they already utter a cuss word. Now he just cussing, and y'all, some of y'all, better be careful what you go down though, baby. I'm just telling you that right there to Drinking, smoking trees, never was smoking no trees. He would be praying, fasting. Now he ain't fast, he's smoking, drinking, cocktails. He never was a drinker. You just got to be careful what you married into. You got to be careful what you entangle yourself into. Because it's something with, you got to be careful who you give yourself to in that bedroom. Be careful. Who you let come inside you. Everybody is not deserving of them to plant a seed in you. Because some might grow up out of you that you don't even recognize. Because you allow that seed to be planted inside of you. I didn't say it just so right there. Some of y'all done got messed up. Everything ain't designed for you to be put in. Everything ain't designed to go inside your mouth. That's why you're scratching and itching. Oh, gosh. Let me move on right then and there. I just have to say, I don't know how we got on that. It's Sunday. And it's big, nice, good, but it ain't designed for you to touch it. You be careful who you give yourself to. Because it's a stronghold. Then you thinking weird. You never had nightmares. Now you dreaming of machetes, everything. You never had no type of weird dream until he got on top of you. That spirit just cling on. You never did hear no voices. What the world? Why hearing voices? Saying stuff. Until you start taking it from the back all down your throat and all that type of stuff. It's a spirit that could be in there. Spirits are real. Let me move on. Y'all don't believe it? Spirit are real. And I gotta help somebody. Somebody getting warned right now. Don't you marry him. He ain't no good. Everybody telling you just anointed. You better take heed to that warning, sister. Don't you marry him. He ain't somebody is getting pleaded right now. Don't you do it. He married. You ain't see that evil side, but you gonna see it. So you better watch and take heed and do your research before you jump into that way. Don't you jump into it. Be careful you give them cookies up to. God bless you. Thank you, H2O. Just be careful. I just have to tell you that. Be very, 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 very careful. If you want to lick something, go get you some ice cream. You want to lick something, go get you popsicle. But just be careful who you get involved with. Be very careful. Take your time. Study these people. Watch these people. Study his character. Study his family or her family before you get involved. Know what's going on. Check these people' criminal histories. Check that genealogy. Go on a date and say, baby, let's get our ancestry. Let's see our family. You need to see that stuff. You better see it. You don't want to see it until you get involved, and then, then you run it outside in your nightgown. Hair, no edges and stuff. Out there just screaming in the cold. Better do your research. All right, let me move on. Somebody right there just is crying because I didn't hit that spirit. They crying right now. And Lord, help that person get up out that spirit right there. Help them right there. Somebody right there got in and they got entangled and they don't know what to do. And it look like they didn't turn to you too. And some of y'all gonna have to turn to God, and some of y'all gonna have to drop everything and leave and go. Because your life depends on it. Somebody just need to hear this. Drop everything and leave. Let me move on. I just had to help somebody right then and there. All right, let's go to the phone lines. 0790, calling on air.
Hey, Wiley, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, how are you doing today, bud?
Bless.
So, look, I want to tell you a quick story. Now, I do a lot of research and conspiracies. I'm 50-50 on this. Now, this is about the Kardashians, okay?
Yes.
Now, supposedly, they're great, I don't know how great it is. Their bloodline comes from overseas somewhere. I cannot think of the place. Well, supposedly, she was a young, beautiful maiden. She was like they were poor. She worked for like a rich man, and he was married, whatever.
Uh-huh.
She was sleeping with the man. She ended up getting pregnant, and the man wanted her to, get rid of the baby. Well, supposedly, she runs into the woods. She runs into these witches, these Wiccans, and she asked for protection. They say they will protect her and the baby, but it's at a cost. Well, they keep the beauty. They're supposed to keep all the money, youth looking, whatever. But the problem that she made with that field, what do you call it, a bond, or what is it, like a code? I don't know what you call it. But anyway, they're supposed to have marital strife, meaning they'll never be happy, meaning that they'll always be miserable. It doesn't matter what men they get or how many men they can get, they'll never be happy. So I just want to leave that with you guys. I heard this story years ago. I did some research on it, and it's the Kardashian curse. And any man that is to be with them will not be the same. They'll be at fault, and their life will be going one way, and the Kardashian women will always be stuck, but they'll have their beauty and their money, but they'll never have love because of their great-great-great-grandmother and that pact she made with some witches. So I don't know, dude, but I just want to leave you guys with that.
Well, thank you, sister, for calling in.
All right, man.
and I say this to anybody that's listening, just be very careful, because I've met some amazing women and that got caught up into a situation. And I don't think it's healthy. Well, I know it's not healthy to be with somebody and you can't eat, you can't drink, you can't focus, you're sad every day, and you was never feeling that way until you got involved with this particular person. And I pray that you can get out of that situation, find true happiness, because if you're with somebody in your house, you're supposed to be happy. Not everything gonna be perfect, but it shouldn't be anytime that person come in the room, you get sick. Something's wrong with that. Something wrong with that. And that goes for anything. If you're married to a wife and you lose yourself and you don't like the, because you got some women that will be abusive verbally and some even physically. So I just pray that, you get out of those situations and you get at peace, right? And you get at peace and you do things and have a great time. At this point, you just want to be very, very careful. I don't like to see people, you was doing good and you give it that and you just got worse and you're in a situation that you never thought you would ever be in. Just be very mindful and careful who you get entangled with. All right. Okay. We got 3 minutes left. We will open up anybody that want to call in. This was a great show, I would say. And this was a good show. I love what we talked about today. I think it was awesome. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the people. Thank you for the people that's in the chat and that say you obsessed with this person. I'm obsessed with success. Okay. I'm obsessed with content. I'm obsessed with entertaining the audience. And people are watching the show. They love the show. And when people come on and comment and they say these things, they only hear when we talk about these 3 folks. They come in and they say that. When we have other shows, they don't be here. And that's okay. Because I know they be in the bushes watching. So thank you to all the new subscribers. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. Who have not subscribed, thank you all that have liked the video. This was a good show. I'm looking in the comments and people are just leaving comments all over. Shout out to people that were sending me DMs and showing me encouraging words, because to start a show, we are doing a show compared to everybody else. They have bigger numbers, but we still put on a great show. I always say my personality have not caught up with my numbers. I will say that again. My personality have not caught up with my numbers. Have not caught up with my personality. Yes, my numbers have not caught up with my personality. My personality is there. So when we do get 300,000, 90 seconds, you see the show will definitely change. But you will still have that same spirit of being Wiley. 2041, call you on the air.
Happy Sunday, Wiley.
Happy Sunday.
You were preaching a while ago, and that's why I called in. People might think you're joking, but there's some word in there.
Yes.
And you're called to do it. And I like the way you put it, but whoever
60 seconds.
And that's basically all I wanted to say. I don't have no reason to call in a fuss this morning because I came in at the tail end of the show.
Yes.
But I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. God bless you, sister. And that's why I like the Wiley Show, because people watch this show and they get entertained. I get the emails, Wiley, haven't laughed in years. You make me feel great, and I would love to meet you in person. You are so entertaining. You make me laugh, or you bring joy to me, and I play you all day. I listen to you. I'll be sad when you're not on camera, and this is why I come on, 7 days a week. Do one show a day, because I know there's some people out here that listen to the show, that love us and watch us, and I love talking about the subject. Even if we talking about mess and we talking about situations, it always comes back into what really matters. We talk about real issues over here, and that's why I love coming on here entertaining y'all, because it's people that really support the Wiley Show and love when we go live every single day. Thank you to the people that's on Patreon. Come on every single day. Also, thank you to the moderators. I can't forget them because they do an amazing job. Armor Brown 09, Tori Mom, J Real, Nurse Nicole, Blue Skies, Puppy Love, B Scales, Mouth Open, Shantae, Day, TLC and 3, and D1. Shout out to them. because they make my job much, much easier because people be asking on my email, DMs, and everything. And so they keep the show going well because I can be focused on the content. So thank you to each one of those beautiful ladies. Okay, beautiful ladies. All of them are bosses. All of them are intelligent. All of them is just so they keep me inspired. Okay. I love them all. Okay, let me go because I always get dragged when I bring these people up. They always come in the comments, when I bring these subject matter up. I know what the comments go be because it be pretty much the same. Wiley, don't forget about tonight versus. So we can talk about it. I know I will be watching a versus battle. So I will be doing Shash Creation show first. That will be before the versus battle, and then I'll be heading over to Instagram to watch it. And then on Monday morning, I will be doing a review on the versus battle. That'd be some great content for tomorrow morning. I will be watching it. I love Gladys. Let me be honest with you. I don't know too much of their catalog, but I'm glad I don't. So when I listen to their show, I can download their albums, download this, because I don't know too much of both of their catalogs. I do know Midnight Train to Georgia, and I know some of Patti LaBelle songs, but I'm okay with that because I want to learn and become a fan, more of a fan of their work. And I think that's the beauty of the versus battle because I know it's a lot of people like me that don't know too much about them, especially if we're not in that generation. Some do because their parents will play Gladys or Patty, but I'm here for it. I love the commercials that they're doing. I think it would be great for their fan bases, and best believe their streams will be going up tonight. And I know Patty gonna put on a show. I know Patty and Gladys gonna put on a show, and that battle is tonight. Let me put it on here. I don't want to work for the versus battle, but my people asked for it, so let me put it on here. Where is that at? So the versus battle, it comes on. Where is that? They have the whole schedule on here. I can't even find it. They had a whole time schedule. Is this okay? Here we go. Okay, so tonight it will 5 p.m. Pacific. If you have 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm gonna do that again. That's 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, and if you're on the East Coast, that is 8 p.m. Okay, you can watch it on the Versus TV page, or you can listen to it, watch it on Apple Music and Apple TV, or on IG. Okay, so I hope to see y'all in the chat. I will be there having a good time. Believe me, your mom my mom played that music. Yeah, Gladys and also Patty. Absolutely. And it's what was that song by Patti LaBelle? We haven't finished yet. I remember I've heard one of her records on the Five Heartbeats. And Gladys and I love both of them. I'm here for it. I can't wait. I'm gonna be adding some more songs to my playlist. I hope they're singing and not letting. Yeah, I know Patty gonna get up there and sing because that's what Patty character. I mean, they should. But I understand why, because I got a buddy that know of them that works with Brandy and but they're on time constraints. They only can do 20 songs. They're on a certain time to really stream live on Instagram and Apple. So it's a time thing, and they don't want it to be over like too much. So it's a certain amount of time that they give it because they have sponsors. They have a time limit because they do their little break. But I hope that they can just squeeze up in there. And Patty can just take off her shoes and just go. And Gladys can just get up there and sing. They're gonna be looking real good too. Definitely. So East Coast 8 p.m. So it must be 5 p.m. on the week. No, hold on. Let me read that again. Give me a second, you guys. That's 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. East Coast time, 7 p.m. Central. Okay? So make sure y'all tune in for that. Make sure on Versus TV, what I tell people, when you follow that site, when you follow that Instagram Versus TV, go to their notifications. You go to follows, click on notifications, and swipe to be notified on all the lives, all the posts, so you never forget it. So even if you might forget it, if you click that notification, it will send it to your phone. That's what I do. I get notifications. That's all the time you hear it blink, because I'm notified to pretty much a lot of these pages. Both are awesome. Very few people on the radio have that singing gift today. Facts. The best thing ever happened to me is my joy. I'm here for it. I'm going to see it. I'm here for it. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so very much. This was a lit show. It was 2 hours, y'all. Wow. It was a 2-hour show, so I'm going to have to do some chopping up today. Can't watch because, They said Aunt Patty can't talk. Aunt Patty can talk about his battle going to be 5 hours. Both ladies have so many stories. Yes. This will be a true Sunday's best. Yes. I'm here for it. Whatever how many hours they do for it, baby, I'm here for it both. I think it's the beauty of the verses is showing Black talent and awesome talent, and it's controlled and owned by Black people. That's what I love. I think, Switch Beat and Timbaland, for what they have birthed, I think that's an awesome idea. And we have something that we can watch on it, and it gets more publicity than it airing on TV, because most people got an iPhone, got an Instagram. It's a lot more people tune in and tweet on Twitter and Instagram than they do watching television. Most folks are streaming records more than watching television. Television formula is actually phasing out. I think television will always be here, but it's not the only outlet. Television have major competition. They got streaming services, social media. Is not just television. At one point, television dominated the market because that was the only outlet, television and radio. Now radio got major competition. You got podcasting, you got, streaming, YouTube. It's so much competition for the consumer to have. And what I love about the beauty of the competition, it make you work for that audience. They were before me, but my soul and their music transfer from generation to generation. They are friends in real life, so the show would be awesome. Yeah, they're friends in real life. So they ain't going to be like, oh, this one. It's going to be beautiful stories. Both ladies got their own talent, their own gift, and we can hear something and learn from. I would love to see Diana Ross go at and do a versus battle. I would love to see her do it, because that check going to be big, because them royalty checks going to be lit. So I would love to see Diana Ross do a versus battle. I would love to see Beyonce do a versus battle. I would love to see. I think it's awesome. Why not? It's money on the table. I use my TV to watch my apps, right? And most people use their TV to watch Wiley. That's why they be telling me when I record on my phone to do it that way, so it don't have to show them black bars, to show the full screen. Because people watch me on their television screen. What? I'm already on TV, and y'all, right? So that makes me feel weird, because when people be sending me video clips of them watching the Wiley Show, they be watching me on their TV, and I'm like, man, I'm already on TV. This little cockeyed boy, this man is on TV. What? You watch me on your television screen? And because I was at one of my producer's house, and she said, "This is why I watch you on this TV. I watch you." So that means because if you watch it, you got a family, they all watching it. You gonna hear the Wiley Show. So I just think that is dope. Like, I'm already on TV. So many people play me on their flat screen, their big screen TV, and I'm like, whoa. And I feel good. I'm like, oh my God, I'm on TV. I'm on TV. And I just really love when I was like, wow, it is 228 some people, and it's more than that that's watching, because not counting your family and et cetera, that is watching this show. I know old music due to my father, who is a music lover, even the classic rock, LOL. The Side Chick Show did it again today, okay? The Side Chick Show. This is a show that, you know, a little secret show. This is a secret you turn on your everybody to know. But then when you see me in person, you go with a selfie. Wiley, hi, Wiley. How you doing, Wiley? Okay. And people are really, I will say this, people are gravitating towards this show. For these past 2 weeks, this has been great. You know, so y'all be watching the show. I thank y'all for that. I'm back, family, but I can never leave Daddy. Remember that. God bless you all. I will see y'all soon. Peace. Make sure y'all catch the replay if you missed it, and I will see y'all soon. Let me go. Peace.